we would take turns, watching our asses. So somebody would stand watch at night. There was fire watch at these hotels. Sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night and just peek through the window, and one of our guys was outside smoking a cigarette with a rifle and a blanket over it, just covering us. And say if some shit happens, you have somebody watching.
There's no way. Like, I've talked to a lot of my friends who, were tier 1 operators talk about that.
Yeah.
They talk about how, war is hell, but when you're in the middle of the shit in a mission doing the things you've been trained to do at the highest level, where it's life and death at any given moment, the adrenaline rush and the feeling and the high you get from that, like, it can't be replaced, but when you come back, a lot of them have talked about you find some weird ways to try to fill it.
Yeah.
Doing stupid shit.
Self-destructive way.
Yes.
It's like, hey, it's a good idea to date that girl over there who is really horrible, probably.
Right.
All the red flags are there, and you're like, dude, if you're my friend, don't tell me not to date somebody because of all the red flags, because my brain is like dopamine.
Right.
Because my brain is like dopamine. That's where or alcohol. Like, I remember just being an alcoholic up here in the States and having my friends drink with me, and all of a sudden everybody's gone, and I'm like at the end of this fucking drinking everybody on the table. And it's a thing to boast about at that time with me, and I was like, fucking, I'm a horrible person.
But you would start dealing with alcohol sounds like early on while you were on the job.
Dude, I was functionally drunk. I was a functionally drunk alcoholic since I was 21.
Was there like a certain event that caused that where you used
it
that
was
as
it was just
medication?
monkey see, monkey do. Everybody, we would come back from something that was like fucking, oh, that was fucking close. Or hey, you would see an empty seat in the back of the car, or you would see a face you recognize on the news of somebody being found somewhere.
You lost a lot of friends on the job, right?
Yeah. And it was weird. Some of them are weird and hang with me because it's not like we had bodies sometimes. They just go. Every now and then, I was every time I stayed at a hotel, I have the same kind of weird feeling. We used to live at hotels, so I think that's a reason why I still kind of do it, I guess.
You would live at hotels?
Yeah. Yeah, we get moved around a lot, so we're doing shit places. So we would live at hotels for periods, or sometimes military barracks or wherever. We would take turns, watching our asses. So somebody would stand watch at night. There was fire watch at these hotels. Sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night and just peek through the window, and one of our guys was outside smoking a cigarette with a rifle and a blanket over it, just covering us. And say if some shit happens, you have somebody watching. And every now and then, this government work, so a single hotel room with 2 beds, it means that there's 5 people sleeping there, or 6.
Close quarters.
There were 2 guys that I worked with, some of the first people that I lost. Brilliant people. One of them was named Lion. He would call his girlfriend and sing her songs. And after she would go do shit at night, fucking come back 3 a.m, fucking calling this chick and singing fucking these fucking love songs to her. And the other guy, strong dude. The first time I was made to do fire watch. I didn't have a wristwatch, because I was a fucking skateboarding idiot kid. I didn't know anything about responsibilities. So he gave me the watch off his wrist, so I could take time. It's like, dude, you need to have a watch. So he gave me his watch. One night, I was coming back and they were going out. And I fucking remember them clearly because they were fucking smiling and shit like that. Fucking bunch of idiots.
Like going out on the town.
They were going out to work.
On a patrol. Okay.
Some sort of work. We say patrol now, but they were probably going to go park somewhere and look at a house or
Got it.
chase somebody of some sort. Both of them give me a lot of shit when I get there. Both of them, we all make plans to go out and eat and get drunk the next day. I hear him talk to his girlfriend before he leaves. I hear my other friend talk to his wife. And then they're gone. They just leave. And I remember when there's a hotel door, the way that it snaps closed, it always makes me remember them. We never found them. They disappeared completely. Like nothing.
Do you know who did it?
They're gone. Now, there's no closure there. There's no, I don't know. It's this weird void. And there's a few of them that went that way, where we never found them. And then there's some that we did find, which are at the other fucking side of that spectrum. One of them was right, like, again, my generation. He came out with my generation. His last name was Arenas, a lawyer who got bored with the whole lawyer career and decided to fucking join this fucking group that we're in.
Whoa.
He got picked up by dudes dressed as federal agents outside of the hotel, along with somebody else. And in the span of a night went through, I can't imagine. Whatever I went through was nothing. When we found him, he had his ID screwed to his forehead. To see somebody that you celebrate with, that you eat with, that you go through this hardship with, training-wise, that you meet their families. I mean, I can remember the graduation, meeting his family. And all of a sudden, he's gone. But you have a clear understanding of how he went. Obviously, this makes you... I mean, all of us were vengeful, bloodthirsty, and angry about this. And I know a lot of us basically lost parts of our soul being that way. You know, a lot of people like to glorify fucking gung-ho shit and stuff like that. I don't. It's fucking horrible. And people that I've heard people kind of glorify some of that shit, and I guess
Like going back for vengeance kind of deal.
War, violence, that type of shit. I think people that do glorify it or are nonchalant about it have the. I mean, they had the privilege of being able to go home after war. You know, I've heard people talk mad shit about some of the stuff they did in Afghanistan and Iraq as a jubilant experience. But I just can't do the same on my end. It's too close. The people I was facing spoke the same language. Sometimes burials would happen at the same funerary service of ours and theirs. So,
Wait, burials would happen at the same...
So a funerary service, basically where they would do the wakes, were hired sometimes by their families and ours. So sometimes we would have some of our guys being in funeral wakes and...
Oh my God, and that car... Oh, wow.
So sometimes there were like truces where we were like, hey,
That's so...
let's just bury these people. It's a different conflict down there.
Yeah.
It's its own thing. If people want to equate it to something else, if people want to call these cartels terrorists and equate them to Al Qaeda, they're fucked. That's not the same thing. They're different. It's a different problem. And it is producing a whole generation of people like myself with a lot of skills that are not going to be able to implement those skills in other ways other than what they do now. So I think that's going to be the resistance that people are going to meet in the future.
Thank you guys for checking out this clip. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button on this video. It is a huge, huge help. And if you'd like to check out this clip's full podcast episode, that link is in the description below or right here. And finally, you can follow me on Instagram and X by using the links in my description below.